Carl Landry. Would you say, is it fair to say the goal is it that you like both those guys, and the goal is to have both of them back at this point?
Yeah, we've been saying that all season. That the plan is we really want to keep the core together. Dave is a big part of what we do. I've been texting him. He's been doing his rehab. He has a tough decision to make, and we support him in that decision-making process. But again, we'd like to have him back. When we made the trade for Carl, we assumed the risk. We knew he was going to be a free agent, but we also had an opportunity to have him here, since I think for 25 games, 23 games, and they're in the playoffs. And Carl's becomes an important part of our team. Not only is both guys are very good people. That's very important to us, having good people, good high character people in the program. And, they're good basketball players, and we want to grow with them. And so we like to have both of those guys back.
Dell, can you kind of, grade your season? I mean, really aggressive, made a lot of moves. Is that the way you envision, being a GM would be?
I think just in nature, I'm an aggressive person. I think that just my nature is I'm a risk taker. I have an entrepreneurial spirit, but I think as a group, we are brutally honest with ourselves, and with that honesty, when we see an opportunity to become better, we're not going to hesitate. We understand that there's patience, and sometimes you got to give guys a little more time, but that's part of our evaluation process. And to give ourselves a grade is hard. I don't know. I like A's. I'm only joking. But seriously, I don't know if I can give myself a grade. I kind of let other people do that. But I'm happy in the direction that the team is going. I will say that. I'm an optimist that can be pessimistic at times, but I'm very happy with the direction the team is going and the state of the franchise.
Heard Monty talk about his mistakes and those. Heard Monty talk about his mistakes. And do you feel like you made any things that you'd rather go back and do again?
Just almost everything we've done has worked out. It's been pretty positive. I think when you look at any move that you make, you wonder what if. But I'm not really good at looking backwards. I'm kind of just moving forward. There really isn't one thing or any trade that we made, if you look back on, you would say, we shouldn't have done it. But there are some ones where you might look and you might, think, hey, what would have happened? But again, I'm happy with our group. I'm happy with our guys. It's fun watching a team that was put together in such a short time. I thought we found a chemistry on the court. I thought guys kind of understood where each other were supposed to be, and sometimes that takes years. And I thought that the guys were able to put it together quickly, and I was really impressed with how they became friends. It was good for me to walk downtown sometimes and see three guys sitting together having dinner or watching a ball game together, or on the road, all sitting in the restaurant, 8-9 guys having dinner, watching games. I thought the guys really liked each other, and I think that really showed on the court at times.
If you're aggressive and a risk taker, is it, tough now to kind of sit back and not be able to do anything to tweak the roster to get it where you want it more, or do you feel like you got enough stuff to do on the side to not have to worry about that?
I don't understand. Say one thing.
I mean, you're aggressive, you're a risk taker, you like tweaking this thing to get it right, but right now it seems your hands are pretty much tied. There's not much you guys can do, I'm assuming.
No, I don't feel like our hands are tied. The way the rules work, you can make trades now, as long as the team's not playing in the playoffs. I just think that we need to figure out what opportunities are going to arise, and we don't do anything anything too quickly. But if the right situation presents itself, I think, we won't hesitate. But, we're back at work. We're looking at the draft right now, but we're also looking at ways to get better.
How far away do you think you are now? How far do you, obviously you want to win a championship, how far do you think when you look back on that series and you look at the parts that you had, how many new points do you think you have to get to where you want to go by mid-season?
That's a tough one.
For example, people will say more reliable scoring from the two. Is that a fair?
I thought our bench was pretty good most of the season with Jack and Willie coming off. And, when we had Carl there, I think you can always improve that area. I know many people talk about, our backcourt, improving that area. It's something that we'll look at this summer. But, I don't want to just pinpoint on that position. I want to make sure I'm looking even in a wider spectrum, and just making our team better. And sometimes making your team better doesn't always mean you're going for one position. And so I'm more looking for what's the best fit for the team. And when I think sometimes when people just look at one position, you might miss some things. And so we want to look at the broad sense of the matter.
You talk about wanting to keep the core together, but trade of Marcus and the trade of draft picks, not a lot of young guys on this team. Are you worried that there's not a lot of future that you kind of set yourself up for now, or there's not a lot to build on?
No. I don't know if this is true or not, but when I was watching the tapes of the game, they said that we were the youngest team in the playoffs. Least experienced team in the playoffs, okay? I think our core is at a really good age right now. I think sometimes when you get too young, then you got to wait on them. I think we got guys in our prime right now. I think Chris and Emeka. I think we got a lot of guys in their prime. I don't think we have old guys. So I feel good about the state of our team. If we wanted to strip it down and rebuild, then that's when I think you need young guys. But I think I'm confident with our group right now.
Dell, you said you can keep score together. David, Carl, and Emeka. Do you have the size and the variety of skills you need to those positions?
I think those are three really good players. When we made the trade for Carl, that was the plan, was to have those three guys out there, and I think we can also add to those guys. I think when you look at some of the really good teams in the league, they got 4 and 5 big guys that are producing and helping them, and I think that'll be what we'll look to do with our roster.
Monty, the way you guys played in the postseason, do you think that'll open a few more doors when the free agency period starts?
You would hope. You never can control that. I think that we're trying to establish a place where people want to come play, and with our style of play. And you can't control that, and you really find that out in free agency.
Do you think Carl Landry is a starter in this league? Did he prove himself in his brief stint here that he's a legitimate starter and deserves starter minutes, or deserves to be a starter on this team?
I think Carl Landry, is a really good player, and I really don't get caught in guys starting and guys coming off the bench. I was in San Antonio for many years, and Manu came off the bench the entire time I was there. I thought he played big minutes, and another guy like Jason Terry and Lamar Odom. What are those guys? I think they're just really good basketball players that play big minutes, and that's where I put Carl Landry in that category.
Dell, when Chris finished up, he said he felt like you guys were on the up. Is that something he relayed to you?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
When Chris left, he said he felt like his team was on the up. Is that something he relayed to you guys also?
He said that to us. He's been great. The way he played in that series against the Lakers, he left everything out there, and he's made some comments to us that he's happy, and he likes the direction that we're going, and and we're happy with him, and we want to just keep building and growing off of this.
How did you coming in last year? So much that you had to do so quickly. This season here, in spite of the possibility of a lockout, but you have a full off season to work your magic. Feel good about that.
I wake up sometimes and I feel blessed. I feel lucky. I'm having fun. I mean, I'm telling you guys right now, I'm having a great time. And the challenge and the opportunities that are in front of us right now, it's fun. It's great. And I know there are 29 other teams, and you're competing against the best, and everybody's going to try to outsmart everybody, and everybody's going to have different techniques and methods. But I'm having the time of my life to answer that. And the way the city's embraced us, and we feel like we want to really give them everything we possibly can. And it's great when you go to the coffee shops and the restaurants, and the guys at the valet parking and the car washes and the barber shops. It's I don't go there very much, but I take my kids there, my son there. It's great, and so I feel like a responsibility to everyone in the city that I got to make sure that we do the best that we could possibly do to make the city proud, because that's the goal, is to put a team on the court that makes the city proud.